That's true. Maybe you can farm Eidolons here. He'll have to be careful with the positioning.
The worms will have you.
Prepare for battle.
All right, here we are, everybody. For those that are just tuning in, it is game one of Shopify versus Apex Genesis here in this lower bracket finals. The winner of the series will go on to play Atlantic City in a best of 5 for that qualifying spot. Shopify currently smoked up, just getting some wards out, potentially blocking, or moving bottom to prevent a block on any of their, like buildings or anything, or camps, I guess.
That's something you often do for the Chen, since creeps can affect that lane so much. You go block some of the camps so that he has a harder time. You can actually do the same thing versus the Beastmaster. Go invade his triangle. So I'm not too surprised to see both teams on the bottom half of the map.
A little bit of a late smoke coming out from Apex, seeing if they can maybe catch someone off guard here. They do get a ward placed kind of around the river. They also get a sentry placed up on the high ground there, looking for the enemy's mid ward, but unfortunately for them, it is dead center of their lane.
Yeah, I still like that sentry, though, because it's going to block that hard camp. So it's kind of dual purpose.
Yeah.
You are, for sure, guaranteed blocking the camp that Yopaj wants to stack and farm in between pushing in waves. But also you're hoping you catch an observer there. I think it's intentional, though, from Shopify to recognize that can happen and make sure none of their observers are in that area.
All right, Tiny versus Sand King, a kind of just a brawler mid lane. It should be fairly straightforward for both of them to at least find some CS.
I think over time, it should be a little easier for Yopaj since Tiny doesn't have the best wave clear. At some point, you just shove in the wave really hard and go jungle. Whoa, Courier Massacre over there.
Oh my goodness. It's one of my favorite horror movies, Courier Massacre.
It is terrifying being a courier.
Yeah.
You just got to do what people tell you. You got no control over your own fate. They don't even care about you.
It's like if Terrifier was written by PETA. That's a horror movie joke for those of you who are horror movie fans.
I'm too baby to watch horror movies.
That's all right. So, I'm trying to think like where the playmaking is going to come from, because both mid laners just need to get to their Blink Dagger, right? Which is a big point for both of the teams here. The side lanes should go well for both carries. So I'm kind of trying to figure out, like, is it going to be the mid lane that decides like which team kind of gets on the board first, or is it just going to be a farming game for all three lanes?
If it does end up being a farming lane or like a farming game, I feel like that will favor Shopify because I think their early to mid game timing is stronger than Apex Genesis, especially around this Chen, right? Because you just, all the groups, you pick the best auras for the game, you buy, this game, Drup's probably bought by Enigma, so maybe you're getting like Solar Crest Vlads. Someone picks up the pipe, and you just have an easier time, I feel, versus what Apex Genesis has.
And watching Chen just pick up some of the Wild Wings and just throw some tornadoes at Fade as he's trying to CS under tower, and then mana burn him as well. You're just like, all right, this is fun. I'm playing Dota 2.
It's Beastmaster life. Look, he's had too much time with the sun. It's time to make the Beastmaster suffer. You know, we see the aggression coming out in that bottom lane.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest to get kills, but you see it's Apex Genesis who is constantly lower in health, pushed back. It is kind of how the lane is expected to go. You just have to survive through this part. And I do hope to see some stacks start to get made to to help you eventually hit that timing. You're going to have to go for the Aghanims build. You can't do Helm of the Overlord versus a Chen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a Nyx, actually, for that matter.
Nyx just walks over and is like, thank you for delivering me 100 gold.
Thanks for wasting all your money.
So we're going to see Hellscream actually go a very mana-hungry build here. So he's just planning on farming, it looks like, with the Nyx Assassin based on that, right? Like, going to go for double Null Talisman to give himself as much regen as possible. Continue just mind-flaring creeps.
The last hits are pretty even for the most part, besides the Beastmaster. He's the one struggling.
Yeah,
though I guess Enigma...
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I guess Nyx, I meant Nyx. Nyx also has a couple extra last hits thanks to Mind Flare.
Yeah. Bottom lane, falling quite low. Yamato getting really aggressive here with this Gyrocopter and looking to just finish off Big Num. They're going to try and split the damage here, but there it is. First blood into the hands of the Gyros. He's going under the tower here to try and finish the job. He will just tank right through it thanks to the Divine Favor armor. And just like that, 2 kills. Wait a minute, Yamsun top side. Gonna turn it around here. Does have the raises for Hellscream.
Oh,
he's off the mark with the 3rd. Oh, what a disaster. That would have been definitely a Nyx Assassin going down first. Instead, a very unfortunate death there for the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, he is squishy. If you keep the distance and you're landing the Shadow Raises, you're going to do a lot of damage, but classic Shadow Fiend, a squishy hero, when you get close with, especially with 6 Eidolons, if you're not bursting those Eidolons with Crystal Nova and some of the Shadow Raises, they're going to tear through you.
We're starting to see a little bit of separation in CS in the mid lane. He's almost 10 ahead here on the Tiny, which we weren't sure how he was going to deal with the wave shove of the Sand King, but seemingly he's going fairly well. 6-minute power rune there, bringing a lot of heroes to the top side, and RCY going to have to deal with the double mud golems of bottom. It is going to go ahead and spawn top. Hellscream just takes the haste in between the 2 of them. How does he do that?
Double stun. They were too close together. I'm actually surprised Shadow Fiend came over.
Yeah.
I guess they were hoping to get another kill or something. I guess Dark Willow was in the area. That's true, like a root into root, easy setup for the raises, but fortunately they don't even get the rune out of that. Yeah, the mid lane is going better for Tiny than I thought. I guess Sand King has been nerfed a little bit over time, right? So maybe his laning stage is not as strong as it used to be. Oh, big rotation top.
He just dies to 6 Eidolons again. Avalanche, the toss. Yamateratsu, he's got the black hole. He's going to use it. But he did lose half his Eidolons in the process. And RCY, he's very tanky on this Tiny already. Skem coming in to try and help him out. He's got to get the Divine Favor. RCY looking for the toss. Does he have the damage to finish it off? He does. And now Skem, gotta be careful himself here. He's gonna go ahead and pick up a tree, try and just chase him out. And with the Crystal Maiden, as well as this Dark Willow showing up, that's gonna be a triple kill for the Tiny. A very worthwhile TP for him. That puts him, I'm gonna say, very close to his blink, but instead, I think he just bought out boots upgrades?
Yeah, he got the phase boots first. That's not too crazy. Yeah, it's a little painful losing your Shadow Fiend at the start of all of that, but if any hero is going to have a good game, I think it's really important for Tiny to have one because of his playmaking potential. Fade doing his best to run around here. Please, Rocket Barrage, don't hit me. Man.
Does get the call down, but finishes the job, unable to walk away from it.
He lived for quite a while there, but can't live forever versus the Gyro.
Ooh, Requiem canceled from Yamsun, and he's in a really rough spot. In comes RCY into the toss as well. He's going to go for the Requiem, but yeah, no shot at all. Malefice is one of those abilities that makes your life real sad as a Shadow Fiend.
he's having a rough one. This is what, third death?
Third death. Yeah.
Why is he in the mid lane so much?
I don't know why they
that.
keep abandoning top. Like, he keeps leaving top lane to come do other stuff, and he was trying to do like a cheeky Requiem play at the rune, but Enigma and Yopaj were there and just saw him.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if Crystal Maiden's going for the rune, it's not like you can go farm in front of the tower where Enigma's holding the lane. But usually you just see the Shadow Fiends go jungle or something. I guess opting for the more aggressive play, but not quite paying off here. And actually, I think they're going to find him again.
I mean, Hellscream is level 6 again on his Nyx Assassin before the 10-minute mark, and it is just incredibly problematic. The failed gank onto Yopaj as well. It's just Shopify, everything going their way. They take down the top tower now. And your Shadow Fiend, which is a hero that needs to come online relatively quick in this game, is fallen far and farther behind.
Beastmaster is doing some stacks. It's not a bunch of stacks, though. I'm trying to see where they can start coming back. I guess you need to wait for the blink on Tiny, which he's at a really good timing because of how the game's been going. He's about like 900 more gold to finish it off. So maybe in about 2-ish minutes, depending what goes on. Unlucky with a rune, it's top again. I don't think I've seen a mid laner with a rune this game, actually. The supports keep getting it, but Yopaj is finally getting illusion rune for himself.
We've seen this Chen Enigma just be incredibly powerful with just how many summons they have and the amount of damage they can output. And so they're just going to bring them to the mid lane and take themselves another tower. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, look at this buff bar. We're at 4 right now. That's only going to grow. That's going to double in the next few minutes. I'm not sure what Skem has decided to buy this game, though. But we already have the drums for the Enigma. Looks like he's going to go for the pipe. I wouldn't mind Solar Crest or Vlad's, I think, for Skem.
I think we saw, specifically into the Medusa, they went for the Crimson Guard, but not really that necessary this game. So yeah, I'm with you. I like the pipe. I think Vlad's, drums, all those are going to be very useful. A lot of times we see it's the Chen that goes to Vlad's, though.
Yeah, I think this game, you can just buff up the gyro with the Solar Crest. And it's good versus the negative armor of the Shadow Fiend, more so than the Vlad's. I mean, I know technically it's an armor aura, which is nice, but it's not a huge armor aura compared to the Solar Crest. The Solar Crest, for the most important hero, essentially counters the presence of the Dark Lord. They're invading this stack.
They cannot afford to lose this. Fade
I
is
think they're going to
be
lose it, though.
Right on the front side, and just an immediate Malefice, the black hole, the epicenter, everything dropped on top of them and into the I mean, what is this? Triple ancient stack. Now just going their way. You also managed to find Dark Willow off onto the side, and the economic damage continues as they push their lead to a 6,000 advantage suddenly by 12 minutes.
Things are getting scary. The blink is on its way to RCY, so you really need to find some kills with this. Maybe some avalanche tossbacks into like Freezing Field or Bedlam. A lot of damage from the support ultimates. Maybe you can start getting a couple kills to close this gold lead, because as it gets further and further, just more and more auras are going to come out. Like, you're no longer going to have the damage to get any kills, and you're not going to outfarm them either. So all your options are going to just close out if this gets worse. Oh, I just noticed Bignum's still level 5, though. Oh, that's rough.
I did not realize Freezing 13 Field. Minutes. Yeah, and he's level 5.
We have Freezing Field.
This is what keeps happening when Shopify gets this like Nyx Assassin Chen draft. The Nyx was level 6 by 8 minutes. Bignum is not level 6, and it is 13 minutes into the game. He's had absolutely no impact on this Dark Willow, or hasn't had the ability to. RCY in the mid lane going to get caught out for the moment, but looks like they aren't willing to chase. He's a tanky boy.
Yeah, we haven't seen Hellscream play a ton of different heroes, but the heroes he has been playing, he's been doing very well with. He's sneaking on up. There is a sentry placed just now, so they're going to see him. All right, you're not going to lose anyone, but you do lose a sentry, which is pretty painful versus the Nyx, especially when the game's already rough. You need to know where he is, and your supports are already poor. Sentry supply's limited. I hear an Epi going off. Unfortunately, Epicenter is a little better than Freezing Field.
Yeah. One of these abilities is much stronger than the other.
Damage-wise, I guess Freezing Field can potentially be better, but unfortunately one is cancelable and the other is not. All right, where's Gyro at? It's been a quiet game for Gyro. He's been free to just farm up, but looks like the Aghanims is about 900 gold away. I think you let him get one more item, probably like a BKB, and at that point, I think you're good to go. Go get the Aegis, and you can start pushing down all the objectives. Attempted smoke play by Apex Genesis, but the movement is read by Shopify, which again brings us back to this blink. It was a really solid timing, but he has not been able to find anything with it.
I mean, maybe now, but the Chen army's going to scout them. They just went through the Twin Gate in the bottom side of the map, so they're dodging out everything. And they are going to find the Shadow Fiend in a moment. He does scan this out, but he might miss the Nyx assassin of all heroes. And he does. The scans connects now, and Yamson's like, oh god, they're here, someone help me. In comes Yopaj. The epicenter not going to connect, though, because of the Terrorize, and there is a big Requiem as well. Okay, RCY finally gets to put the blink to use. They get themselves 2 kills. The scan barely connecting saves their lives.
Yeah, it might have actually worked out in their favor that it connected so late, because if it connects sooner, he just leaves and they don't get anything out of that. The fact that you actually managed to pick up a double kill is huge. Finally finding something with that Blink Dagger we were talking about. Looks like they are going to grab the Dark Willow. Shadow Realm going to save her for a moment, but there's a lot of magic damage from the Gyrocopter.
Dude, he is so farmed. He has Axe Chrysalis. Oh my goodness.
I think at any point you could go do Roche, since you have Enigma and Chen. The question is whether you wait for Gyrocopter to hit that timing and then get it, or you kind of push it off. You go get Roche now. You're not really intending for the first Aegis to push high ground, but you just finished closing out the map. Second Roche, a little later timing, but obviously has the banner. You'll have more items. Go from there.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Mags on Beastmaster's almost done, but the pipe is already finished. That's going to cut down the damage a lot in any kind of proper team fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I gotta say, I know we're still in the game and Apex Genesis has a chance, but this is the second time we've seen Shopify run this strategy. Very similar heroes. It's, again, looking to be in a really good spot. And I can't help but feel that stealing the Nyx is important, right? Like, if you want the Beastmaster and they respond with a Chen, I feel like grabbing Nyx is not only going to be useful versus Chen, but it's also going to prevent this Enigma Nyx combo that they've now run twice to great success.
Yeah, Hellscream just clearly is very comfortable on this hero because he's getting so much impact on this hero. He farms a lot early to push to an early level 6, and then he's just ganking constantly, getting stuff done. And I don't know how you how you deal with it at this point, right? Because you slipped up on the ancient camp on the right side, but you do now have Aegis. You still have about a 7,000 gold advantage. And it's still pretty dang easy for you to get a lot of value out of these supports on Shopify, whereas Apex not as much. It's the terrorize is the main thing.
Now, Old Bedlam would be, well, maybe it's not old. This is Old Bedlam, I guess. The new Bedlam that's now gone that you could cast on allies would have maybe helped solve some of the problems of this game, but that's part of the reason why that got nerfed. Otherwise,
that was one of the weirdest buffs I'd ever seen, because that was the single largest buff to that hero in the history that has been in the game. And it was just so casual. They're like, you can now throw this on allies. And I was like, what?
He was suffering for a long time, though. I think that's why they went with something drastic. It was too good, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like there's so many ways that they, like, normally Dota is a game of, like, really fine-tuned balances. And they're like, we're just going to make this one ability certifiably broken now. And we're like, oh, okay.
You don't know how broken it is until you do it, though. You know, sometimes you gotta try things.
All right, blink in. The Burrow Strike's gonna connect here onto the Dark Willow, but they will find out there's a little bit more help behind her. Call down off the mark, but he just chases after them here. Speed. Frostbite's down the Gyrocopter to give themselves a little bit of space, and Yamsun's gonna bail. He wants none of this. The other side of the map is a Beastmaster who is farming the other Ancients. So they are just splitting the map and trying to wait out this first Aegis here. Big Num not looking super hot. Will finally go down as Hellscream scouts him on the next Assassin.
You might need a gem at some point, but considering how poor everyone is, it's one, pretty painful to buy a gem, but two, like, who's going to carry it safely?
Fade, like, went for the courier kill and then just decided, nah, I don't want it. But now they know he's there. So that's a little bit strange.
Maybe he wanted to stop sooner. Didn't want to reveal he's been here. It's like, wait a minute, I've been farming pretty happily here. Can they get this Tormentor? Dude, if Hellscream gets here at the... Oh, the Boar scouts it, thank goodness. I was going to say... It would be so sad for Apex Genesis to attempt this steal, and then Hellscream, like, kills one of them and steals the Tormentor. It's too sad. It's too sad.
Fade showing on the courier there actually just cost them so much. It cost them their own Tormentor, their own Wisdom Rune, and the enemy Wisdom Rune. Because he had it for sure if he didn't... He, like I said, he decided he's like, oh, I'm going to kill this courier, and then was like, oh, wait, no, I don't want to. Then doesn't kill it, but he still was revealed by it. So that little movement actually hurt him so heavily. They're going to be smoking up, running up onto the high ground here. The avalanche, the toss, it's onto Amaterasu. There's going to be the roar as well. The BKB out from RCY. He's not going to get a chance to drop the black hole, but he does. Never mind. At the last second, going to get canceled. Yamsa with a nice BKB cast of the Requiem, but Yamato does not care. This did no damage. Curse Crown's going to make some space for him to run away for now, but the Spike Carapace will catch RCY and Hellscreen with the Scuttle. Looking to chase after more. Yopaj with this quick Burrow Strike to secure the kill. The toss in, though, does manage to find Fade, but Yopaj still has the Epi. It's going to be a 5-man wipe and a rampage for Yamato. Apex Genesis regrets going for that play.
It was close, but you see the effects of all the auras coming out there. It keeps him alive just long enough to start the black hole. I get, you know, he did get killed in the middle of it. I think an attack from Shadow Fiend had launched before getting caught into it, and that finished the job. But it was enough stun on an AoE to, like, help his team out, and that's... You just lost a fight in front of your base against a Chen and a Gyrocopter who are super farmed, so there goes one set of barracks.
Here comes the bongo boots as well, so...
Yeah. They have the Fortify. They're going to use it here, so I think this will keep even this tower alive. I thought you would at least lose this tower, but... Well, maybe you will. Yamato still has 20 seconds on the Aegis. He's like, yeah, I'll tank it. I don't care.
Yeah, I think they'll back, right? You have Avatar... You have, like, Blink Toss coming up, right? And even though you have Aegis, getting tossed to tier 4s is pretty spooky. Suddenly an 18,000 gold advantage.
Yeah, it felt doable until about 1 minute ago. Now it feels very difficult for Apex Genesis to pull back this game one.
I don't know
I
how
think,
they get on the map.
like you called it, the blink tossback is probably the only way left. Is that if Shopify Rebellion gets a little too confident, like, oh, we got this, just do whatever, and you start getting tossed back, maybe that's how you lose.
They're going to go for it. Blink Bro, strike up onto the high ground. There's going to be the avalanche. The toss doesn't come out as he was stunned up. Yamsun in some trouble as well, as he's going to be forced to pop the Requiem, but now has to pop the BKB just for a Malefice.
Feels bad.
That should be the game. You have no BKBs left. You are 19k ahead. You got Avatos to maybe set something up, but Hellscream can pretty easily interrupt it, because if you actually avalanche first, he'll just walk in and spike Carapace it. And speaking of walking in, it's going to be speed on the Crystal Maiden, trying to just force something to prevent the racks from going down, but that is going to be the second lane to fall. And mid lane, the only remaining. There's an amplified damage top if they manage to scout this one out.
I don't think they have to back. If they wanted to play it safe, you could. Just wait for another pickoff or a Roche. You'll always have the map advantage now with 2 side lanes pushing in, but... Oh, they find the Enigma, actually. Oh, the Malefice
It's a good one, but Malefice, he just black holes on the turnaround. Curse Crown will finally cancel, but the damage is done. Yamato walks through the enemy team, gets a triple kill, and the GGs come out. This is... you try to make a play, you try to kill the Enigma, and it ends up just being a black hole onto 2. There is no turnaround.
This chat. I do think the Alpha Wolves could be really good at scouting out the support Enigma later on.
Went pack leader.
Prepare for battle.
So extended shapeshift duration. So that means he's definitely going the Helm of the Overlord build.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that one has a better tempo than Alpha Wolves. Alpha Wolves, you need to get like level 11 before they're full strength. Getting Helm of the Overlord or Helm of the Dominator first into Helm of the Overlord, you'll be online much sooner. And the cores are okay at dealing with the wolves, but the supports are not so much. So you can just like run at supports, get them killed.
I'm like looking at the potential that Pack Leader has this game, because he can just kind of run all of his summons at the Enigma and like maybe just get the extended duration, because I don't know how Enigma would survive. Like, he's not going to survive like the summons running at him, but we'll see how it ends up going. Fist of Death for Hellscream. Love to see that. Hopefully we actually see it matter for the first time, because it seems to never matter when we've seen it.
They never punch. But this game, it'd be kind of hard to punch this game, actually.
Yeah. I really like that Big Num win Arsonist this game. It's actually a really big deal when you're playing with an offlaner that doesn't take towers. So your 4-position Batrider now switches to Arsonist, and suddenly you have building pressure. So makes a lot of sense. Event Horizon for speed. Less useful against a Lycan, but it's okay.
That's true, but there's other heroes, so it'll help out. And I think a support Enigma, like splitting image, as a tanky offlaner, sure, you get a lot more, right? As a support Enigma, you're much squishier. You're not gonna create that many Eidolons before you die, so I think the slow is maybe a little bit more useful. I think we're almost ready. It's getting settled back in. I'm excited to see what he does on the Zeus 5. This is...
By the sword, die by the dragon.
So you get vision superiority because of lightning bolt. All right, that's really, really useful. But the laning stage has always been kind of the awkward part of Zeus support. You bring a lot of damage, but it always shoves in the lane. 4 support has usually worked better because of that. Because pushing as the off lane does not matter as much as pushing as the safe lane. Accidentally double typed 2 G's for the go. Oh
Oopsie.
no.
All right, I guess run it back. It's over, guys.
Taking turns on the disconnects here. What, did he accidentally just eat a mango? That'd be quite unfortunate.
Oh, did he actually?
I think he had 2 actually.
That hurts.
Don't worry, they didn't know that. I'm saving gold for future items. Yeah, those kind of small misclicks, we don't see it matter too much at the pro level, but it occasionally does come in, and it's extra painful because, like, you know, in our casual pub game, it's like, whatever, I wasn't using my items efficiently anyways. But at the pro level, losing a mango really, really hurts. But in the grand scheme of things, maybe that's not as bad. We sometimes see the BKBs popped, you know, the 9-second BKBs, just testing if it worked. Maybe this is not the worst misclick you could have. Get it out of the way.
Man, why you gotta disconnect on us? You guys are really, really killing the buzz here. You know, we just want to watch some good Dota, Shopify.
They're gonna bring it. They're gonna bring it.
All right, let's talk about the positioning real quick, because we see Shopify smoking to the bottom side of the map right now. They have 4 heroes, looking like they're gonna maybe play for like something around the bottom tower, but Apex has all 5 near the mid lane right now.
I think he might be interested in blocking some camps over here because Gyrocopter on his own really likes stacking the camps behind the tower because you can farm all of them with flat cannon. So that's already nice. But you also have an Enigma support who is looking to farm as well. So if you can block some of these camps, you're really going to hurt the early game of Gyro and Enigma. Going to force them to buy some sentries to unblock that stuff. Now we're restarting.
Oh my goodness.
No. It's okay, it happens. Listen. You might be thinking, oh man, now I gotta wait to watch Dota. But it doesn't matter if we play Dota now and wait later, or wait now, watch Dota, and then wait later, because we got like 3 hours till the next series. So there's gonna be wait time regardless.
Yeah.
Lycan's next. No, have mercy, Bignum.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can we go back to our theory craft for Aghanim Scepters?
Yeah, sure.
For Ringmaster?
Oh, Ringmaster. I thought we were gonna do Kez.
Oh, we could do Kez. I think mine would be the best, but I want to know what your idea would be for Kez.
Yours is insane.
Mine would be the best. It would actually be the best Aghanim Scepter in the game.
Not
because
facets.
it would be OP. Oh yeah, that was the facet. Not because it would be OP, but because that would be hilarious.
It would be pretty funny to have the four Ninja Turtles in one hero. That's a lot of coding and programming. I don't know if they're gonna do. Also, we're moving really far away from being a bird samurai as you get away from the traditional katana sai weapons.
He's a bird samurai and he has no sword anymore. You're like, wait a minute, why does my bird samurai have nunchucks?
Oh, hell yes.
The warrior is well versed in all weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
Kez seems like that kind of guy.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know what I would do for the facets of Kez. I mean, I enjoy playing him as support, so it feels like a cop-out to just say, like, I want some kind of facet that makes him more viable as support compared to a core. We kind of see that amongst some heroes, like Naga Siren. Right now, core Naga's kind of dead. Can you imagine how broken she would be if she was viable as a core as well? She's already so broken, and you know she's a guaranteed position 5. You know her exact build. That's how broken she is. If she could actually flex to being a core as well, crazy. So I don't want every hero to have facets where it's just core or support. I do enjoy it, and I'm biased that I want the heroes I want to play to have that. But
Yep.
I think it would kind of take away from the draft if there's a certain amount of flexibility that is cool, and then with too much flexibility, it's literally like, well, their draft could be 17 different things. So why even care what they're doing? Let's just pick our own stuff. Like it's actually too much in my opinion. So I think
Yeah.
having only some be like that is good, and that's where coming back to Kez, I don't know. I don't know if I want him to also have that option, core or support. I haven't thought too much on Kez. I thought more on Ringmaster because I played a lot more Ringmaster.
Yeah, see, I didn't really play Ringmaster at all. I thought he was like a cool design, but it just wasn't a hero that I was interested in playing. But for Kez, for me, I really like the hero. He is a lot of fun. I mean, he's still a lot to learn is the main thing. But I think if I was to think of a facet that wasn't, turn him into the living embodiment of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and his second, like his facet is currently just he has sword and sai, and the other one is nunchuck and staff. I think that would be the sickest hero in the game, but it's not going to happen, and I understand that. But Valve, if you guys really want to take on a challenge, just make 8 more abilities for Kez. It'll be fine.
All right, I came up with an idea while I wasn't listening to what you were saying. I don't know if you change his ags or you somehow make this a facet, but I want Kez when he essentially to be like a duel, because he's already like a fighting game hero with all his different abilities and the combos. You fight someone, you go into, what do we call it? Dota fighter, Street Fighter, whatever. You have to fight it out there. You have to fight it out there.
The game.
There's 5 seconds, and you're in that fight. Maybe you kill him, 100 to KO. Maybe not. Maybe you both get out with whatever health. That's your ability. They put so much work into these mini games. We got to start using them somehow. We need the pause mini games back. Clearly, I could be working on my my fishing scores, my dragon chess. What's the? I've only gotten to the what's it like? Worm / Gunbound / Angry Birds mini game of Act 4. I haven't gone further than that.
See, I haven't done any of the Act 4 stuff because I still haven't even done the Act 3 stuff. So I'll let you know when I get to Dragon Chess, how I feel about that. I heard that one is not great, and is just generally very difficult. But
what song do you think Yamato just shared? Do you think it's the soundtrack to StarCraft?
Dude, that song goes so hard, actually.
Dude, the Terran soundtrack goes hard.
The Terran soundtrack is very good. That is true. It really was. It's one of those things that, like, I will be able to envision that in my brain for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I will die with that soundtrack in my mind.
It's so good. Yeah, some games just have iconic soundtracks. That was definitely one of them for sure.
We're in. Let's go.
Do you think Dota will ever have an iconic soundtrack made? Because it definitely is not coming from Dragon's Blood, I'll tell you that.
I kind of liked the opening, but it's not something I like remember, but I enjoyed the opening. I do think the opening Dota song, like when you like the default soundtrack's pretty good.
Okay.
I like that one. Smoke sound, that'll always live in my head. Even though I play with sound muted now, like music.
Yeah.
Always hear that one. You know what's funny?
What?
The respawn timer. So when you start Dota, you don't have all the cosmetics. So the default respawn timer brings me nostalgic flashbacks to being bad at the game and feeding all the time.
That's
By the way, we have a bounty
like
rune fight.
Big bounty rune fight. Tramples out onto Amaterasu, and with the help of the Flame Break, big Bro Strike gonna catch 3. Yamato in some trouble. These Quills and this Arc Lightning is starting to stack up. They will take down 2 for 2. Skem getting the double kill on the Zeus. Now, sometimes we haven't really even talked about it, but Livewire is one of those facets for Zeus where where most of the time it's really not great. It doesn't actually do anything for your hero, but in a situation like this, a level 1 rune fight, suddenly Livewire owns.
Yeah, and Skem blasted through his entire mana pool. He's just gonna go deny himself, and then what was that? Speed got killed.
Yeah, Hellscream
on his
was
way
just
to the
waiting for him.
lane. I mean, you literally hurt yourself using the blood grenade he had and the Eidolon spawn and the fight from earlier, so I guess that's stun and a couple auto attacks. Enigma is slower than Lion, so you can't get away.
Well, a very aggressive start to the lanes, I guess. It's a 3 for 3 here, just as the minute mark passes. So we'll see how this affects some of the lanes. Skem being super farmed on the Zeus could definitely impact the top lane a little bit.
I mean, he is rich. He is a free null talisman. Like, Zeus as a support is limited by his mana, which I believe he did eat a mango earlier, so thank goodness he got a good start to now buy some mana back. He's, like, currently second on net worth, or second for his team, which is really good when you just need to bully people with spells. Having this free null talisman.
Do that.
Yeah, he's going at it. It's also an excellent stick lane against the Batrider.
I was going to say, if there was ever a single lane in Dota where you wanted a wand, I think this is it. This is wild.
It's really good. Okay, change Primal Beast. Who does he need to be? Phantom Assassin?
No, because it'd have to be an offlaner, right? So I'm trying to think which offlaner is
stop
like
my pub players.
That's true.
He's an offlane head. The Beastmaster?
Yeah, I guess Beastmaster would be the
Swap
one.
it. Make Bristleback the offlaner, and then have a Phantom Assassin carry.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I gotta get back in the Dota casting mindset. I'm still in the vamping mindset, just talking about random junk. We're actually playing. Dota's happening.
I mean, right now, Shopify is owning the lanes in terms of CS. Dragonite in the mid is crushing it. 18-5 to the 9-0. Top lane, though, they're going to get the trample here onto Yamato, and he's dead. Plenty of damage between these two once Skem walks away, and they punish it heavily. Big Gnome's going to take the Lotus as well. So that was something I had mentioned. Like, these two heroes have a ton of kill threat, for sure. And I think that's why they went for the Primal Beast as opposed to leaving the Enigma off in the offlane, because Bristleback's going to farm no matter what, but you at least have kill threat on him. Bottom lane, Yamsun trying to dive Amaterasu, but doesn't actually have Afterburner. There's quite a bit of creeps here as well.
Interesting he took secondary strikes, but I've seen this become a little more popular with carry gyros, and I suppose, like, once... Well, one, in the lane, there's wolves that eat up the rocket barrage, so that's already not as good. And then two, when he picks up his ultimate, you're not keeping up with him anyways. So they do find Zeus up here. Zeus has opted for a 1-2 build, the most damage you can get, but you don't have the leap to get away from safety if you do get knocked back by Flame Break and then trampled on. You do kind of need these kills because he was struggling a little bit on the last hits for Fade. That's kind of recovered now with some of the space from those kills. Mid lane, Yopaj is kind of bopping here.
Yeah, he really is. Ooh, very nice stun. RCY, he's gonna be fine, but this lane is looking kind of rough. Ooh, top lane, we're gonna see them make another play here, but the Bristleback, he gets out just in time to finish off the Primal Beast, and Skem will get himself another double kill as an exchange. Very good stuff there.
Skem is living the support dream right now. He gets to be a greedy support, and he's owning it. This is like after your carries flame you, like garbage support pick, useless, and then you're 4-2 in the lane. Your core dies. Oh, I'm so sorry you died. I'll pick up the last hits and get the XP now. Oh no. It's having the dream time right now. And it's going to do well. I mean, it's Zeus. He's going to scale really well.
Yeah. Fade? He might have come in a little bit too far. It still has 8 wand charges to play with, but a big Thunderbolt should be able to finish the job as Yamato will just chase him under the tower. And part of this is because they went bottom. They're trying to dive the Lycan. They're trying to dive the Lion. They get the kill. All right, so they end up trading offlaners for this with Big Num's rotation bottom, but you get a solo kill in mid. Yopaj with the level 6 of the Dragon Knight takes down the Sand King.
That's big. To put things in perspective on how good of a game Zeus is having and how rough of a time Sand King is having, Zeus is very close to Sand King in net worth. He's like 100 gold different.
They're about to kill him.
He wants to be above.
Yeah, he's just
that is
actually
painful.
Dead. That is so much damage coming out from these. What a great rotation in here from Shopify. Hellscream wasn't even actually needed. But they managed to keep the catapult alive here for just a little bit longer. Put some more pressure on in this mid-tier 1 tower, but it's slowing down the Sand King. That's the essential part at the moment.
Yeah, that's a really nice play. It's usually quite difficult to do that in the mid lane, where the mid laner dies and then you go kill him again as he TPs back. Just because it's harder for people to get over there to do that. But the fact that you actually pulled it off is really good. And looks like you're going to find another kill on the Bat Rider as well.
Yeah, they got him. Wow. They're doing a lot of work on these supports, and they're going to go for the Wisdom Rune.
Okay, yeah, a very necessary TP. Speed's going to secure this, but Heroes might die for this.
If he has like Trample and Onslaught, they might be able to just turn this around. No Onslaught for 5 seconds, so instead Skem just gonna lose his life here to Speed as the bunch of Eidolons will help finish the job, and now Yopaj is the one that's in trouble as they TP in here on Yamstun. Fade does have another Onslaught. Oh, it gets canceled by the Dragon Tail. Big Num though on the Bat Rider. He's the scary hero right now. Level 5, just stacking up the burns. Hellscream gets the deny to the creeps though. Very, very nice play from Shopify to get out of here with minimal losses.
I did not think it was going to go that way. I suppose that is pretty deep into enemy territory for 3 heroes, so a lot of people were able to rotate in. But I think they split up a little bit. You know, like the Zeus getting killed on his own while the Lion and the Dragon Knight were a bit further away. RCY, killed again in the mid lane.
Yopaj is going to lose his life for this. Lots of magic damage in from Yansa. Now Trample out from Fade, plus the Uproar will slow Skem enough.
This is wild.
There's 20 kills at 8 minutes into this game.
This is peak NA Dota. Actually, that's not true. Peak NA Dota is like extreme passive farming. This is
like South American Dota right here.
This is SEA Dota.
We always refer to this as the street Dota.
Yeah, this is street Dota. What it means is that the supports are going to end up really high leveled.
Yeah.
You can see like Zeus is already 6, Enigma is 6, Hellscream's 5, also dead.
Also
Big Num's 5. Big Num's almost 6 actually.
Enigma is going to get ran at here by the I literally said this exact thing. I was like, what do you do on Enigma when Amaterasu just runs the summons at you? And yeah,
I guess I'll die. That's what RCY is thinking right now. He's getting chased down by the boys and the wolves. He's got the burrow strike up to the high ground, but he's still got the haste. Okay, they're not going to chase him to Primal Beast, though. Alright, he's just going to scout with them now. He sees the stacks. If they could steal these, it'd be great. Dragon Knight, Bristleback, Zeus, all of them could do it if you rotate over. But it is a little scary to go into the triangle at 9 minutes.
They're really looking for Yamsun here. They're going to scout him out with the Wolves, and Hellscream comes on in. Skem's level 6. This should be more than enough damage to finish him off. And we'll just drop the call down here to do something. Maybe it connects. It does onto the 2 supports. A little bit of extra damage back the other way, but no real support to help him out. And he also happened to lose the Sand King.
Kind of crazy to me that it's only a 2K lead for Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, with how this has been going, I'm also
yeah.
shocked.
But Apex Genesis has managed to find several kills of their own. The Gyrocopter is relatively farmed. He did just die, but he's pretty farmed and has been part of a good amount of kills. And fortunately for Sand King, he is a fast stack clearer, so
oh,
he has
boy.
been trying to recover.
Enigma dead again to Wolves. Yeah, that's a bad feeling. I don't know what he's going to do this game.
Maybe he does need splitting image so that he can spawn Eidolons to defend him. Try to kill the Wolves off. Ooh,
Top lane, Fade and Yamato are going head-to-head. It looks like the Bristleback's going to come out the victor here, as he is only 100 gold off that Aghanim Scepter now.
Oh, rich.
Bottom lane. Again, they really want to try and... Ooh, he might be able to get this on the Bat Rider. He needs a lot more napalm stacks here, though. Okay, never mind. And bottom lane, the bigger kill is going to be onto Yamsun once again. The smoke to the bottom side of the map ends up paying off, and Yamato... Those napalms are going to expire, and Big Num hiding in the trees here. Wait a minute, a black hole from Speed. It's enough.
That's worth it.
That's absolutely worth it.
It does hurt to lose your Gyrocopter again, so it is a trade on the carries. Amaterasu doing a great job with these Invis Wolves, using them to scout around, find these targets. I guess keeps finding the Gyro, actually. It doesn't seem like he's finding the other targets. RCY rushed a Blink, so he knows he's having a rough game. He can at least try to set things up for his team. Though I don't know if supports really bring the follow-up damage quickly. They just passed the smoke off in the middle of the creep wave. Shopify should know what's going on.
They saw it because there's a Sand King who was invis inside his non-Sand Shroud fast.
That too.
So they're like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
This feels like a little bit of a scuffed smoke.
Yeah, Sand King. You saw like Yopaj process what he was looking at. He like looked over at the rune and he's like, wait a minute.
I think
I
need to back away. All right, they see Gyrocopter, an award they placed earlier. Looks like they're trying to head over. This is not smoked, so I think Lion just got caught by a defensive observer. Yamson should be out of here, but it doesn't mean he's not farming.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Looks like they're gonna try and just take down the top tier 1 tower, open up the map a little bit, which they definitely need to, because Amaterasu on this Lycan has started to accelerate. The Helm of the Overlord is done, and it's gonna start to take over the map, destroy your towers. Big Num will help take this pretty easily here with the Arsonist facet.
Old Blink stun in the mid lane. They're looking at Gyrocopter.
The TP's coming right away. They will back away, respect the potential black hole, which is actually currently still on cooldown for at least another 40 seconds. And goodbye, Speed. It was nice knowing you, buddy.
Wouldn't it be funny if I pressed Shapeshift and ran my summons at the Enigma till he died? Again?
Yamsun is also in a lot of trouble. He's trying to bait towards his smoked up team here. There's going to be the blink into the Burrow Strike. Lasso, call down everything. Dropped on the Lycan's head. They will get the kill. As now Fade looking for more up onto the high ground. He's a tanky boy. He's got a blade mail. Trying to maybe buy some space here for his team to come join the fray. As I hear an Epi. There's the blink, the Burrow Strike. They're turning around the trample as well. Do they have the damage? It's not enough. He's got that haste rune running. He is able to disengage. And now Skem, as well as Yopaj and Hellstream will help finish off the Bat Rider.
Skem is 7, 4, and 7. He's huge.
That's a really high level Zeus.
Skem is living the dream right now. Tell them you're a core now, Skem. I will not be buying any more observers and sentries. I will be farming.
Dude, why not? Let the man cook.
He just changed from... Oh, no, he finished his Glimmer. I thought he changed from Glimmer to another Null Talisman. But he actually finished the Glimmer because he's so rich. And he is now still going to get another Null Talisman.
Why not? More mana. Now, the Primal Beast is definitely struggling in terms of his net worth. The hero can still get a lot done even without it, but this is a little bit of a rough game with how many slows and stuns there are on the side of Shopify. Your trample is not going to get as much value as you would, you know, without having the BKB. So we might see him kind of focus a little bit more on farming for the moment.
BKB Ags will be very strong for Fade.
Yeah.
The break is very good versus pretty much all the cores, but specifically the Dragonite and Bristleback. But it's kind of nice to break the passive of Lycan too. It's like not necessary, but it does help. It helps in these fights, especially when your poor Enigma keeps getting run down. The Wolves just died next to you. I think that should let them know they should be careful, but maybe they're baiting. They do have Black Hole.
Baiting. They have the Black Hole. Do they have the damage? Speed's trying to close the gap, but they get the Bat Rider so dang easily. In comes Fade. Huge trample, huge Pro Strike, big epicenter onto 3, and Shopify will melt. And once again, off to 2 kills. Speed! Dude, come on, give him a break. That's not
what you
okay.
gotta do as a Lycan. You're still happy with that. That's 2 supports for... I would say 2 supports and a mid, but I mean, Skem, I am not convinced is... that is a core kill right there. So very, very nice for Apex Genesis. Shopify Rebellion, maybe a little deep. I mean, that offlane tier 1 is still up, so you can get surrounded pretty easily. It's a tough path to move that way, though maybe that's the surprise factor with the Wolves scouting it out. Like, they wouldn't expect that.
Man, this
Didn't
guy
pay off
needs
this time, though.
He needs a Ghost Scepter like ASAP on this Enigma. I don't know what else he can do.
How about a Solar Crest? Because that's what
Solar
he's going
Crest?
for.
All right. I mean, it's good at helping his allies. I don't think it's going to help him a whole lot.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of a... Well, it's tricky because Blink lets you get the good black holes, but there's a Lion, there's a Zeus. They have really long range. It's difficult to catch both of them. There's also Dragon Tail, though that's kind of short range, so you're not as worried about that one. But as a support Zeus, or sorry, a support Enigma, I think it's a little bit more okay if you're like sitting in the back waiting for a good black hole.
Yeah.
Well, you'll get it eventually. That's the scaling value of the Enigma. So if he feels he needs auras first, you know, I'll trust Speed. He knows what he's doing.
Fade going for a wave cut here on the bottom side. Will be able to get it. That's a really, really well-timed wave cut because of where Shopify is right now. Like, they are all setting up here on the bottom side of the map. This would have been a dead tier 2.
Yeah, and I think typically he would like to stay longer and attempt another one, but he knows the Wolves are on him, and there's nowhere to hide, so they will definitely find him if they want to go for it. Instead,
They are
of
seeing
TPing
TP
top,
response.
ooh, RCY hidden behind that tree.
Ooh, they will scout 1, but yeah, the TPs are all done. Yeah, they had that good defensive ward in their jungle, seeing 2 TPs already being thrown into the top lane, so they dodged that one out.
Radiant are scanning.
You know how as new players join in, you kind of see like their hero pool?
Yeah.
And you like understand what kind of player they're going to be? Amaterasu, Mangekyo.
Radiant's top tower is
We got a Zoo hero player in the making. It's Brood, Lycan. His Wolf micro is so good this game.
Yeah.
This guy is going to be a terrifying Zoo hero specialist, I feel. You know, maybe he'll expand beyond that, but you'll always have to respect his Zoo heroes, it looks like.
Yeah. Dude, he's almost got the pipe done as well. He is so farmed.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Now, that being said, Big Num did finish his Blink Dagger on the Bat Rider, so they could potentially look for something here. Nope. He sees a bunch of heroes, and he will Blink to safety instead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They have the BKB on Primal Beast. So he's got free reign in these fights.
That's a shield rune on him. There's no way you get Yopaj. He also finished up a Mage Slayer as well. That boy is tanky. Looks like they are going to try and fight to defend the Tormentor, which I think you kind of have to. It's dying so fast. In comes RMCY, the Blink, the Epicenter, they trample right on through. That will get the kill. Speed actually getting revenge onto the Lycan. The Black Hole's going to hold him in place for the moment, but he just zips away. And now can the rest of Shopify get out? Yopaj falling low to Yamsun. He will get the kill. Hellscream does have a Hex still, but no way of stopping the missile. No way of stopping Fade from closing the gap as well. And triple kill goes to the hands of the Gyrocopter. On top of the Tormentor, they got it as well.
Yeah, very, very last second on the Epicenter and the Trample coming through. It was actually still close. It might have been stolen by Shopify anyways, but that is exactly what they needed. The Gyro was in such a free spot as well. Flat Cannon, the ultimate coming down. Got to just freely deliver his damage. Didn't even have to use the BKB. I was worried that was going to happen right before the BKB. He was like 50 gold away from it. But fortunately, didn't even need it in the end. So still has the full BKB to go for, I don't know, maybe early Roche is probably an objective coming up because Shopify has a very easy time doing it. It's a bit harder for Apex Genesis, but you can't just give it away for free, you know? So you kind of have to be in that area to contest. And they're pretty good at fighting in the Roche pit. Just doing Roche itself is a bit tough.
I think this is Apex's first like actual lead of the game. It's close. Bait's trying to bring down the dragon. He gets it. He's gonna find out the rest of the team is here waiting for him though, as they will take him out with a finger of death. And Amaterasu still looking for speed. He has his eyes always on the prize.
That was 100-0 on a Primal Beast.
Yeah, that was kind of shocking.
2,500 health. I mean, it is like 4 heroes here, so maybe it's not that crazy, but
it's like mostly Zeus, man. That's the wild thing. It's like this was mostly Zeus's damage.
Oh, it's core Zeus. He has Whisper of the Dread too. His damage is so good. I'm feeling inspired. Might go get reported later.
Might go get reported later. Yeah. I feel like that's most of Twitch chat. Once they see something cool in a game, they're like, oh man, I'm gonna go do that right now.
I do my research first.
Nah, so that's what makes you different.
What's more reportable, Kez 4 or Zeus 5?
Definitely Kez 4.
Well, I have a positive win rate with Kez 4, so that means the Zeus 5 is locked in.
Locked in, dude. Run it.
You got the Aegis. I think they're close to BKB on the Dragonite. Solar Crest is pretty close on the Zeus. So they're hitting some nice timings. I think you can close out probably most of these tier 2s with this first Aegis. Maybe at least 2 of them.
Nice amplify damage steal there. Are they actually going to go for this is the question. Yopaj does not have that BKB, like you said. Epicenter being channeled, but he's going to cancel it as they see Yamato make his rotation on over, and Primal Beast will be cutting another wave. He needs to get out of there. Well, he's almost... Dude, he's actually a lot closer to his Ags than I thought he was.
Hey, that last fight was really good for him. I think if you can just stall out till you get this Ags, it's really helpful.
You're about to have triple BKB timing. Top tier 2. They'll just get to work on this. They still have about 3.5 minutes on that Aegis.
Bingham's gonna go make his way to creep cut the next wave coming in. I think, yeah, Bristol's already tanking this tower, so they will still finish it off the one range creep that's still alive. Ooh, Yopaj
he's about to get dragon tailed. Yeah,
Nice.
nice
Good
scouting
punish.
ult there. So really good use of the Zeus, but that's also kind of a ticket to go high ground is the Bat Riders, like Blink Lasso is like your big repositioning tool. So they can kind of keep pressuring these other lanes.
Yeah. I think he just wanted to fake it.
Got so much mid now too.
Yeah, I think he wanted to fake the high ground more than anything to bait a rotation, which we see Yamson did come in. Because, I mean, you can't ignore it because Bristle will tank it with that one range creep and take it. So you do have to come in, clear out that range, and push him off. But it means you're giving up farming time on the map.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The smoke play coming up. Everyone's grouped up here. Hurricane Pike just finished. Maybe they're just not sure where Shopify is, because the map is pretty dark. You're playing against the Zeus, so a lot of their wards have been killed. There's invis wolves scouting around. It is pretty tricky. I think it's... Your high ground is really good, because you have the Enigma, you got Primal Beast, Gyrocopter, the Bat Rider Lasso, all of it. So as long as you're careful and don't lose outside the fight, or like outside the base, you give up a terrible fight. Shopify's really got to respect his high ground.
The real question is going to be the high ground, right? I feel like Shopify are going to be quite afraid to go high ground for a while here. Now that you have like triple BKB on Apex, like you could very easily just burst someone on the high ground while committing the BKBs. I'll have to see though. 30 seconds left on the Aegis.
I don't think they're planning to go high ground with this one.
Yeah,
I think they need to play the vision pickoff game. They need to wait for either Apex Genesis stays in the base, so you just massively outfarm them, you build up a big enough lead that you can then force high ground, or you stay on the map, Apex Genesis tries to move out to farm, you eventually find someone with Zeus, a Wolf, a Ward, whatever, get some big pickoffs, and then you can go high ground. But in an even game, it's pretty throwy, I think, to try to force this high ground versus this lineup.
Yeah, they're going to smoke right now as they know the Aegis is expiring. Going to see what they can find. They have a ward. Scouting the Lycan. It did see the Bristleback, and it looks like they're going to go for the Bristleback instead. A much bigger target. Now the question is, will they finish him off in time? There's going to be the Blink, the Lasso. In comes Fade. He's got to get the break. They just don't have it. He's healing up like crazy, and now the Primal Beast in trouble as the Black Hole at the ready, but just stunned up onto the backside. RCY forced a TP to safety. What happened?
So you
didn't pop the break.
You can't use the break until you have an uproar stack, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but he just takes one quill, like it's just one quill and then you pop it.
No, because I think it factors in damage reduction, doesn't it? It took a while. He couldn't cast it for a little bit.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Okay, so that's the fight outside the base, and we're late enough and you're fast enough that from your own triangle, you rush to the enemy side of the map. You can now break the high ground. They can fortify if they want to probably preserve the barracks. Maybe you lose one barracks.
Yeah, so I said there's no way you go high ground like into the triple BKB and the Blink Lasso, right? But you just used all your BKBs and your Blink Lasso. So they just get the tier 4 or the tier 3 tower in the mid lane. And they take control over the map here once again.
Yeah, but now you're just back to it. Back to holding the map, wait for a fight to come out. If you have the break, maybe, and the chain stun on the bristle, it kind of works. Otherwise, he is a very tough target because he's so tanky. There is time for rotations to come in.
Dude, that's actually wild to me that Bristleback did like 2,000 damage to everyone before they managed to do any damage to him. We're gonna go ahead and see the ult come in. That is, I think that was a Wolfbite Dragon form. I don't know. Yopaj is just doing a ton of damage as he runs in. Epicenter on the backside from RCY, trying to finish off Hellscream. It's low, but it's not enough to finish him quite yet. They will finally burn, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. Actually, they get the Bristle back. Finally, the break coming into effect here is, yeah, Yopaj running around as a hasted dragon, cannot be stopped, but they will look for Skem now on this Zeus. They get the kill, the missile chasing after Yopaj. I don't know if they're going to chase for this one.
I forgot about the
Dragon
Wolf
form.
That's a strong Dragonite, but with that buff, do you actually want to be the one going in first? I feel like you let the Bristle run in first and you just do damage from behind him. What ended up happening is he ran in first and they actually like just kind of ignore it, control him, and then go for the Bristle. This time he did have the Uproar stack early, so break the Bristle, control him through the black hole, and never got to use his BKB and just died.
Yeah, I think you want to Wolfbite the Bristleback, not the Dragon Knight. I think I don't know how the override works, because when it comes to like Wolfbiting an enemy, usually it turns them into melee. I don't know if Dragon Form overrides it, but it seemed like it did somehow. Maybe it's the order of operations in which it was cast, or just maybe Dragon Form overrides it anyway. But your Bristleback's already like going to be going in doing damage. Giving him haste seems much better than giving it to the Dragon Knight potentially.
I'm not actually sure if it turns you melee or not. I've not. It's been a while since I saw Wolfbite. I kind of forget how that one works.
Tormentors going to each team. So Big Num gets his. Typically not the best facet, but when you do go Arsonist, it's much better. So pretty nice pickup. Very even game still.
Win or lose, I think Shopify Rebellion will reflect on how they approach this left, like where the Tormentor is, all that. Because I'm pretty sure there were 3 fights that have hurt them a lot in that area, and I think they're going to reevaluate how they approach invading that area. You know, maybe it's specific to this matchup, sure, but there'll be other games where you have to worry about this type of AoE stuff like that, and that's. I feel like they build a lead and then they throw in that area, and that's happened 3 times.
Yep. Roshan respawning in just about 15 seconds. They were kind of sitting around the bottom Rosh area, but they're gonna move out onto the map now, which it looks like Apex want to rejoin back in the base, and they're gonna smoke their way towards bottom or towards mid. I mean, they're gonna try maybe round 2.
Does he have Uproar available?
But
no.
You need a break. Does Yamsun have Silver Edge? Hold up. He does! Yamsun has the Silver Edge. He goes in, just goes right for the break. They burst him down the black hole to finish the job, and Skem. He's going to go down as well. Yopaj, well, BKB TP, you have no Uproar here, or no Pulverize here to cancel that one. But suddenly I'm like, that smoke should have popped. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's a Silver Edge. All right, you don't need the Uproar now.
Yeah, and that kill is going to get them Roshan. Second one with the banner. You know, the enemy team is not actually that good at killing banner. This could help quite a lot with the high ground siege, which is getting a little bit ahead of ourselves because they've been trapped in the base for so long. There's actually still all the tier 2s up, but don't know if you'll want to fight into this Aegis, so I think it's Apex Genesis' turn to go clear out the map of towers.
So far, things looking quite good for the turnaround game here of Apex as they, like you said, get the Aegis. They're coming through the portal and they see this. Bat Rider Gonna get quickly punished for that one.
2 hits.
Good play from
Yeah.
Shopify.
Yeah, I think they were maybe hoping to be able to contest, but at least get a return kill if someone comes through there. Exactly what happens. You gotta be careful of dying like that. I mean, obviously he didn't expect them there, but it does mean your Aegis, which has 5 minutes total, it's a support that dies, but you don't want to push without it. So they're going to have to wait for Bignum now. That means we're going to get down to about 4 minutes on the Aegis. Guys, see, we're on the left half of the map again. We're going to get a repeat. Yeah, go to the middle lane. The thing is, the left side, I mean, you can only approach from one way because, you know, that's the edge of the map. And that's always very scary to do versus a bunch of AoE abilities. It's the same reason high ground is very scary, because technically there's more space on the other side, but that's the enemy's map. So they know you can only approach from one way, and that makes it the easiest to set up and catch people with the big epicenters, black holes.
Oh, here they go. The Bristleback with the Wolf Bite looking for his targets. They get the Bat Rider to open things up, and now a quick kill on his speed. Epicenter on the backside. A lot of damage out from RCY, but he needs help, and it's going to come in the form of Yamsun, and now Fade in on the Primal Beast as well, but can they actually turn it around? The Bristleback is doing way too much damage. The Finger of Death nearly finishing off Yamsun. Instead, it's a 3-for-1. I guess you barely get out on the Sand King as well, but oh boy. That Wolf Bite Bristle is doing a lot of damage.
Wolf Bite Bristle using Bristleback is the funniest thing I've seen in a while. That is too funny. Oh, Sand King thought he was safe in his tier 4.
He thought so. Gets the break here onto the Bristle. Damage out from Yansun. Great flag. Hellscream falling quite low.
Hellscream?
He's
One
gonna
more?
live for now, but can they actually get out of this one? Blade Mail gets popped. There's gonna be an immediate stun onto the Pulverize, but Fade gonna let that uproar go. Big lasso comes out. They pull them both back in. Shopify losing the 2 big cores. Very worthwhile buybacks from Apex there.
Yeah, that's pretty painful. Okay, I really like what Fade's doing. He's escorting the creep wave because they know they can punish hard on this. They do not want to have to buy back on Shopify Rebellion, but they're going to go for the tier 2 mid, and I imagine just straight poke high ground right away. Yams is going to do a quick creep cut, get the lane shoving out, because none of them want to have to go back home to deal with this top lane, though that is a lot of creep. So yeah, it looks like Bad Rider has to go back. But the remainder 4 heroes should be safe versus these 3 to get at least this tier 2. Do they have another creep? Oh, the Fortify killed it.
They're just going to get the tier 2. Ooh, Blink Burrow Strike. Who do they find? That's Zeus. You take that. That's not a bad kill at all.
Yeah.
65 seconds without buyback. They also had some vision of Hellscream on a ward for a moment. The Burrow Strike in, but he's going to juke out to the left side. Yamsun's pinging. He's like, I know he's here somewhere, guys. Searching with the Silver Edge. Will he find him? He does, but he's going to walk under a ward. Hellscream can try and turn this one around. Goes
Please,
for
get me out of here.
He might have the damage. Nah.
Very nice reaction there.
Wait a minute. RCY's waiting on the other side. You're just going to mana drain him here, but Hellscream, that's going to end as soon as he's out of mana, and he will burn to the Sands King. Fade here in the mid lane, though, needs to be careful. Gonna get jumped around here. Speed does have the black hole, though. He wants his opening. Pulverizes out. The Orchid will hold them at bay. The lasso pulls back up the Lycan. They're just gonna let him go down? They're too scared. They don't have the numbers. They're missing the Sand King. They were missing the Gyro. I honestly thought they might have had the damage to Black Hole, the Lycan, but I guess not.
I thought so too. I gotta say, in the end, so they do pick up some kills across the map, but they don't actually take any objectives off of what was a really good find on the buyback earlier. And because of that, I think Shopify is going to feel okay, because now there's no buyback on the Primal Beast. If you can find a kill on him, you're going to be safe to push. Because you didn't use Black Hole, though, they have to respect that. They're going to have to be careful of defending. So maybe the tier 2 will fall now. Maybe the Yamato. Oh,
Oh, that was so
Oh,
close.
he just actually lasso.
Lasso was 2 seconds away. Big dumb.
Sometimes you get a little too excited. We've all been there.
I swear, guys, it's I normally don't do this.
You usually have the lasso ready. I don't know. Ah, man, this game's close. 5K lead is a very small lead. It also doesn't really matter. If it was a 10K lead, it would still be a very close game. Whoever wins a big fight, if you don't have buybacks, your base is gone.
Yeah, both teams siege incredibly fast.
I want to see another wolf bite bristle use bristleback.
So was he just like moonwalking, like basically as
Pretty much.
wolf?
It looks like the wolf does a trick and then just shoots quills out its butt. It's hilarious.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
The dog is just zooming around, or the wolf.
Both teams smoked up here. They're going to pass it off over to Fade as well. As they know the bristleback is here. He's quill spamming. And Yamsun, he's thinking about going for it, but no, just going to clear the wave instead.
Lycan's not nearby.
Oh, the blink the lasso. They do manage to find themselves an opening here onto the Dragon Knight, surrounded by 5.
so much
Quickly
damage.
picked up. And now Fade, he's got Uproar available. He wants to chase. He's going to try and get himself the opening onto the high ground, but there's the wolf bite, the bristleback, and it kind of try and take the fight himself. Silver Edge pop. Yamato knows he cannot go in now.
He's hoping for a good rune. Illusion, not really the best, but maybe you can scout with it or something. He's got
Oh, it
wolf
made, like, small
illusions.
wolves.
This is so funny.
Like every time he presses Quill, he's doing the howl animation. It's just like constantly yelling into the skies. All right. Apex feeling pretty good with this 4v5 now for the next 40 seconds. If they can try and get themselves their tier 2 mid, that would be huge. Mid lane. Gonna go aggressively here. Force some sort of reaction, and that's a great one. They get the opening onto the Zeus. He's dead. Yamato's gonna pop that Bloodstone, try to heal through this for the moment. Call downs off the mark, but speed. He wants to get into this fight here as this Enigma on the backside. They're gonna find the Lycan. He's just trying to bait them out, waste their time. It's actually working for the moment. As the wolf bite, bristleback, it's his turn to get active. The last one comes in, the break is there, the pulverize is there. Is the damage enough? The BKB's gonna protect him in speed. Holds Hellscream back, and you've still got the black hole, but the damage is done. They managed to take down the gyrocopter. Is now they turn their attention to the Enigma and to Fade here on this Primal Beast. He's trying to get away. Onslaught not gonna be enough. You cannot get away from this bristleback. He is too dang fast. In comes Yamsun though. He's going to get a lot out for the moment, but the BKB is still there from Yopaj, and he's got nothing left. Speed has to come in for the black hole, but he just gets cleaved to death instead. He's got to run. He is on a sliver of HP, and Yamsun, that death would have spelled the end of the game.
What do you have? You have black hole, and you have a very high damage gyrocopter. You also, how long is the cooldown on wolf bite? It's not that long, right? The wolf bite bristle is definitely the way to go over the Dragon Knight. It seems.
Yeah, absolutely. Blink, Pearl Strike onto the break, but he is out for now. That Ascetics Cap is doing a lot of work right now. Here comes the wolf bite as well as the Lycan's transformation as well. Okay, goodbye buildings. Who needs them?
Andrea's boss battle has begun. Lasso?
It's so scary. There's gonna be the blink lasso. Speedster on the backside. Does
Not
have
broken,
black hole
though.
available, but they just don't have the damage. He just
Quill
pops
spray.
the bristle back. The quill spray is doing so much damage. The BKBs though have been spent. Yamsun again just trying to do something here against this bristleback, but it's just not possible. They will back away after getting another tier 3.
You need the control. So like break is great, but you also need to control him so that he can't just BKB. So they kind of need the primal beast, even though you have the break from gyrocopter. There's not enough stuns without. I guess if you throw the black hole, sure, but speed does not have a BKB, so there's a lot of ways to cancel the black hole. You need that BKB pulverize from the primal beast.
Shard for Yamsun. It's just a little bit extra damage. Can prevent blink daggers. That's probably the main thing that's good about it.
Oh, he's got a Setix cap too on the bristleback, which means you
Yeah,
might
that's what I was
reduce
saying.
the break. Yeah, sorry, I'm slowly processing everything that's going on here.
Yeah, they went for every time they went for the high ground play, it's like blink burrow strike into break, and the stun lasts like half a second. He just walks out.
That is annoying. All right, they're gonna go for the third Roche. This one has the Aghanims. Who do we put this on? Lion's only at 3 stacks.
Or you just give
Zeus
it to Dragonite or
okay.
Zeus. I mean, Dragonite suddenly having the Ags for the, the Black Dragon form, the 4th form, I guess, right? I have terrain walking,
it's
all
pretty
that.
good.
Seems pretty good.
Zeus's can also be kind of nice because you can, like you see the Enigma wants to blink in after you use your ult. You can hit him with the Nimbus, cancel that. Or we're entering the late game, right? So people are going to be split pushing. You cancel some TP, trying to come back to base to defend. You win the game because they're just not there. I like it a lot, but I guess it'll have to be the next one.
So Bristleback consumed his Ags, and he has a Wind Waker nearly completed. That's pretty cool.
You really need to just fully control this guy. Now you do need Black Hole, because Black Hole isn't reduced in status. So I don't know. Speed's halfway to a BKB. Doesn't have buyback, so I guess you could just buy it out if he eventually gets there.
I was gonna say you sell your boots, but you need the bongo boots eventually, because no one, like, you actually just can't do it. Big Num. Oh, wow, look at that beautiful purple dragon. Griffin, actually. Might be the proper term. I think it's a griffin.
What is a dragon mixed with a wolf?
I don't know. Really cool. All right, here we go. Yamato's going in. Just the wolf fight here once again. Big FP start on the backside. He's looking for the supports. Great targeting here from RCY, but they're just too tanky. He's going to be forced to pop the BKB. The flak, though, that's doing the damage. The lasso is going to bring the Dragonite back up onto the high ground. The black hole is there. They get themselves their first kill, but can they get more? RCY deletes the Zeus. He deletes the Hellscream. But he's in trouble, falling low. Force staff, the Yules brought him a split second of health. He actually gets out off this, and Yamato, that wolf fight's expired. They get 3 kills and a buyback.
All right, that was the biggest stinger I've ever seen in my life. Successfully defends bottom. They were about to lose those barracks to creeps. Huge fight. Didn't actually lose the Aegis, though. It looks like Yamato still wants to push a little bit.
Uh-oh. Bristle. Oh, there's the Wind Waker coming in, but RCY has found Hellscream. That's going to be a dieback. That's a huge find if they can bring him down. The Mana Train buying him a little bit of time, but the break gets onto the Bristleback, and that's going to be his first life. The Lycan now also in trouble. Can they bring him down? He does have that transformation. He's going to use it to pulverize to hold him back. Bristleback is just on the run. They're splitting their attention. Yamato will TP out of the cover of the BKB. The Nightfall Classic is now. The Lycan is the one that they've got to kill, and they got him with the Malefice. This should be the damage, but Speed, oh no! Is he going to get taken out by the creeps once again? He barely survives. The Glimmer Cape coming in clutch there. Somehow, Apex Genesis defend the high ground and get 3 more kills and the Aegis without losing a single hero.
Okay, you gotta run down. You gotta go take this tier 2. You can poke the tier 3 and you should be able to get that set of racks. You unfortunately, because all the tier 2s are up, you cannot get multiple sets here, especially because the side lanes are pushed in. Lycan Shard helping them out in that regard.
RCY doesn't find his Burrow Strike opening. Said they will finally take the tier 2 tower, like you said. 46 seconds, no Lycans. 15 seconds, no Lion. The side lanes are not really in a good spot to get these other tier 2 towers, so I think for now, that might be the end of the push. Yeah, you can't go high ground at all.
Maybe you can get 2 tier 2s then? Ah, the creeps are so far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The creeps are super far away.
Well, it was important to get that tier 2, which maybe should have fallen sooner. So that's the downside of not getting it earlier, right? Otherwise, maybe instead of getting a tier 2, maybe you're getting a tier 3. Or you don't get this tier 2, you get a different tier 2, and now you've opened up 2 lanes. So at least they've got one open now, which means if they win the next fight in the same manner, now you can start threatening that high ground.
Yeah, this graph really does symbolize exactly how this game has been. Oh, gosh. It's the up and down pulse getting more intense as the time goes on.
Where are we on the
smoke up from Apex here?
Enigma. He could buy it out, but his buyback is up. The BKB Enigma will be huge.
Dude, any kills right now for Apex are massive. They have a huge buyback advantage. Do they find Yopaj in time is the question. They're trying to look for him. Oh, he blinks to the exact direction he needs to. They're going to wolf bite for the moment. Look for more RCY. His smoke's going to pop. He jumps in, gets Burrow Strike onto 2. Big Num goes in, gets the lasso. If they can bring down the Dragonite, it'd be amazing, but you've got to save your Sand King. He gets the BKB. He gets the Bloodstone off. He's going to be able to heal a little bit, but Yamsun's starting to fall low. There's the Black Hole. They've isolated down the Lycan. He walks in on the line, but is the damage enough to save him? They get him just barely out of town. Fade's trying to chase after him, but it's not going to be enough. The rest of the team is crumbling. Oh my goodness, Shopify. They're down on 4. Yamato gets stunned up for the moment. Is this just the end of the game? It is him versus the world. The break is there. Pops the Wind Waker. They're going to have another one with the Rough Roar. They might be able to kill him.
Is this worth it? Do you not maybe just go mid?
I mean, they know there's no buybacks. You can maybe solo defend. The break is out. Those super long duration pulverize. They finally do it. 40 seconds, so the rest of Shopify is up.
There's 30 health on this tower left. He made it the last second. He almost teleported. He did teleport to the wrong spot, but he still made it in time. Okay, they're going high ground. Bristleback doesn't want to buy back, but he can as his team starts to respawn. Creeps are getting here. You got 1 Fortify. I don't think you can use it, though, because they could go straight for the end, which they're trying.
Straight for tier 4s, yeah. They want to force buybacks to end the last fort.
Okay, Bristle's going to have to buy back. He'll do it with the Lion and the Zeus, maybe.
There it is.
Or maybe
there's your fort. So they will get the lane of barracks and the tier 4s. Now, do you get the Bristleback buyback? That is the big one. It doesn't look like it.
Your Ancient is just about exposed, though. There's like 1 auto attack left on that tower. Oh, there it goes. Okay, maybe now you're gonna get that.
There was 1 auto attack left. They jump in. They're going to stun up here for the moment onto Yamsun. He goes for the break to turn around, but the nice Earth Spike comes in. And there's the buyback. Bristleback's coming in big. Big Nut's going to go down. Yamsun goes down as well. Fade in a lot of trouble. RCY, a lot of damage coming out from this epicenter.
Can't reach the Dragonite.
Are doing work. RCY, can he do it himself? He's going to get a Yopaj. He's got the refresher. No way. That was just super long epi. Can he do this? RCY. He Burrow Strikes back in. He gets the kill. Yamsun's got his eyes on the prize. He wants this throne. And with that, I think Shopify
One
are
last
gonna lose
fortify.
game number 2.
Get in there.
Wait,
Defend the ancient.
The mid lane, the creeps are coming. The bro strike, it's gonna make some space. The black hole from speed. That'll seal their fates. 5 dead on Shopify as the throne explodes, and Apex with an incredible comeback.
What a game. What a game. They had to hold 4th. The way they're going to take fights is like Ember's just poking for vision, and you're just standing behind the gyrocopter, and they have to come to your gyrocopter. And then you save him. If you can't do that because you fall behind, it's going to be pretty difficult to make plays. Ember's sort of in the middle ground, but it just doesn't have any like hard stuns, just the root.
All right, for those of you that are just tuning in, it is Apex Genesis versus Shopify in this best of 3 lower bracket finals. The winner will be moving on to play against Atlantic City for that qualifying spot. And for Shopify, they're pretty happy. I mean, they got a lot of the heroes they've had success on recently. It's going to be Amaterasu on his Broodmother, one of his most played heroes. And Yopaj again on his mid Earth Spirit, which looked really good the other day.
I want to see how this lane goes. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen it. Not fully sure how it plays out, but I do think Ember with the fast Mage Slayer will be able to have a lot of impact. Maybe not that initiation I was talking about, but the Mage Slayer is so good to reduce the damage this game, and then you can also play wherever the Brood is because you don't care about the spiders. And Sleight of Fist is much lower cooldown than the Flat Cannon, so you're free to like continue to farm while still not being worried about being killed by a Broodmother. Maybe we should go Orchid this game because I think it's a pretty good Orchid game for Brood.
It definitely is, right? Both supports will suffer to an Orchid as well as the Ember. So I know when last time we saw him play, he did go for the Orchid build. And I think he just went like Orchid BKB. So he went like a really aggressive like early game build. And then like transitioned into a carry, right? Nullifier and stuff like that. But
all right, late smoke up. Are they actually going for anything? Both teams doing a late smoke.
both teams should have a pretty good idea of what's going on here. The smokes are being popped, watchers are being taken. They kind of have an idea of where they should be positioned. But top side, Shopify looks like they may want to actually force a rune fight. They're not going to get it. And RCY wins the rune click bottom. So we'll just be 3 runes for Apex Genesis to start things off. And I'm going to definitely be keeping my eyes on... I feel like mid and... Actually, you know what? All 3 of these lanes should actually have a lot of excitement in them. You have Batrider, Broodmother. That's a good stuff. But Ember Spirit, Earth Spirit, this is where things are going to be interesting. See how well this Ember counter pick is going to play up against his Stone brother.
Yeah, I think it's not so much meant to like shut him down in the lane. I think it's really that Mage Slayer and dealing with the Brood that is what drew them to the Ember. But of course, that doesn't really come into play if it gets shut down. So,
wow. Okay, not a bad start here for RCY. Getting
not at all.
Ooh, well, he's gonna take some tower shots. All right.
I didn't need that health anyways.
It's just a handicap.
That's how it is with siblings. You're like, I need it. I'm so much better than you. You know, like, look, I'm giving it away for free. I don't care. All right. Speed's going to have to be careful in that bottom lane. He's such a squishy hero. But he can do a lot so long as his spells are available. We'll see if he gets killed a lot here or not. I kind of think this lane will just shove a lot, though, as they spam flak, and then maybe Hellscream can just go stack, farm him himself.
You might be right on that, actually. I would not hate to see that. Because I don't think Brood can really fight into the gyro that well anyway early on. So the CM pick really is kind of perfect. I use the level 2 timing there to try and get a lot of damage out, and that might be first blood. The flat cannons, he needs a third auto attack. He's got him. Yam, son, first blood off the back of that frostbite. Top side, Big Num in trouble here, getting ran down from the Zeus. Putting his level 2 timing to good use.
A little greedy for Brood to walk up. I think she was going for a deny, but it put her out of position. Blood Grenade committed. I guess just trying to get a good trade while the Shadow Demon is gone.
Yeah. I remember back when Dawnbreaker offlane was a little bit more popular, and Sven was like widely considered like one of the better counters to her in the lane. The main reason being is that Stormhammer, pretty easy to just throw every time. Well, I say
Didn't
that.
get it that time.
I was like, pretty easy to just throw the Stormhammer whenever you see the Starbreaker coming, but I guess did not see it coming that time, and that's going to be another kill on the top side.
I mean, if you're facing him, it works, but if you have to turn around slowly to throw the stun, you have to react right away as soon as you see it coming out, which in that case, there was just like a fraction of a second too long before he started turning around.
Bottom lane. He's got Afterburner. He shouldn't be really too afraid. The Afterburner facet is really good in this lane. I'm not going to explain why. Don't ask me to explain why, chat. You got to figure it out on your own.
I can't give everything to you for free.
Yeah.
Find your bootstraps and pull them.
In classic NA way. They steal your bootstraps and then tell you to pull themselves up by them. They're like, just find your bootstraps, kid. You'll get there.
Oh, Yamson pretty low.
Oh, is he gonna get away? Low. He's gonna burn. He's just one more auto attack, dude. Afterburner. Okay, well, there's a visual representation for why Afterburner is good in this lane. And Amaterasu maybe in trouble now. He has a flak in 3. He's not gonna go for it.
Just one auto attack left on that gyro. Such a close fight. He is low. He's got no more regen. He's gonna have to have some on the way. Yeah, it looks like he bought a salve. So as long as he plays it safe till he heals up, that'll be a good exchange for them. Shows the strength that Crystal Maiden in this lane as well. The slows, attack slow, root, all very good to protect whoever your core ends up being when the Bat Rider or the offlaner wants to run you down. I swear we saw this before.
Big may actually win this, to be honest.
Especially with some help.
Yeah, he just needs one. Oh, he missed the Shadow Poison. I was saying, if he gets the 4th Shadow Poison, he has a ton of stacks already on top of him. But did not.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, we'd see an early point from Lightning Bolt to interrupt the Starbreaker, but opting for the jump this time for the escape, paying off so far.
What's the uprights there on that Shadow Poison? It's all right. It's all practice to get the targeting for later.
Everyone knows the laning stage doesn't matter.
It's actually kind of a cool TP because top side, the lane's in a really good spot for Fade, and they're looking to just bring down the Broodmother. There's going to be the first Frostbite is out. Banishment, it's going to prevent the stun. A little bit of a mistake there, but they should still have plenty of damage to finish him off. A second Frostbite will do it.
Okay, all good.
RCY, he's going to get wrapped around on as everybody's here. Magnetize is out. He's not quite level 6. He's trying to get up, but they fortify the creep wave. They know what he was up to do.
That's where those small amount of denies comes into play. He is so close to level 6. What is this, like 43 XP away? So it's literally the couple extra denies that Yopaj has.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, that hurts. Pops the haste rune to take away the mid lane courier.
with that haste rune tail end. He's making his way top. Fade's playing very carefully though.
They should have TPs on both supports. Dude, the scan. They know exactly what's going on. Their potential play for the Wisdom Rune. Shadow Demon is already here. Crystal Maiden coming as well. They should get the disruption off in time. Scan's going to try and just make it, but he can't do it. And now you're in real deep here. I'll take down the Zeus. Yopaj should be plenty safe. Just a 1-for-1 trade on the Wisdom Runes, though.
He forced some rotations in, so still relatively good. Get something out of it. Where's Brood at? 5.5, so a little bit longer, and then she should really start accelerating down here.
He is so afraid on Yamsun. Oh my god, he pops the Zeus's smoke without realizing that they were right on the other side of that tree line. Playing for the mid lane, Yopaj. He's gonna figure out where this, little gyrocopter went off to. The power rune's gonna be picked up by the Ember Spirits and Arcane. Bottom though, roll in. Yopaj has that Magnetize going. Dawnbreaker's gonna join the fray. They're healing up through this for the moment, but you've got to stop the Magnetize, and I don't think you can. It's gonna claim its first victim in the Shadow Demon here in just a moment, but for now, Apex looking very good. 2 dead. Turning their attention on over to the Earth Spirit. Do they have the damage? He's got no stones left. He's dead. RCY gets a double kill. You only lose the Shadow Demon. A beautiful response.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I thought that was a pretty good Magnetize, doing a bunch of damage, but the Dawnbreaker ult just healing too much at the start of the fight, keeping everyone alive.
He's so dead bottom. That's a missile follow-up, a freezing field as well. Call down. It's a lot of damage. That needs to be able to track him through the trees. Can he do it? He does, just barely. But now the chase from the side of Shopify will finish him off. A 2-for-1 at the end of the day. But continuing to slow up the Broodmother is quite important.
I feel like this is another game where the supports are so high level.
Chains onto 2. Speed comes in with a Frostbite. Zeus should go down here. Dude, Speed is level 7. What?
That's what I'm saying. He's so strong. He's 3-0-6. Crystal Maiden does a lot of damage early game.
At
if
4 points
near her. Yeah. It's the same level as Yopaj. I mean, it's cost you, right? Yamsun is the one who's dying first in these fights. That's why Speed is so high level. But he has what he needs. Honestly, 1 point in flak is enough to farm well. So he'll spend time farming while Speed goes around trying to make plays.
Dawnbreaker's innate revealed the Batrider there, and he, I think, shortly after realized what was going on because they all started beelining it towards him, and he's like, oh, that's right, they see me. Nice D-ward there from Speed. So we're going to start pressuring this mid lane tower. Now, Ember Spirit, we know he's going to go for the Mage Slayer eventually, right? What is on Courier? Does he have it? Or
he has the Oblivion Staff.
Okay.
So he's just like halfish way. They're looking for the Zeus. They should find him here.
Get him, right?
Probably so much lockdown.
They're going to look for Fade. The silence is out. Yamato, go ahead, pops that God Strength as well. Starbreaker back to the way. No way! Fade! He gets the kill! He's dead, but what a sick move.
It's not. The damage isn't even that high with the level 1 ultimate. It's like 30 per pulse, but it still gets the kill just in time. Oh, you're so happy with that. That was the mid rotation, and you get the carry kill first. Apex Genesis off to a strong start. I think they'll be like the 2-ish item timing will be really good at this rate. Dawnbreaker farming up on her own, the gyrocopter, having a, despite his death, like still a pretty solid start. Just a little bit behind the Sven. And the Brood is the one that's been struggling a lot this game. 4 deaths.
Oh, Searing Chains down to the bottom. They go for an immediate lasso. Freezing Field's going to get canceled as well. RCY popped by Skem as well as the Crystal Maiden. The Rune was top. A great bait set up on the bottom side there by Shopify. Top lane, Yamato. He gets the Starbreaker off, but we'll be able to walk away.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
All right, Broodmother came mid, took the tower. That's that's pretty much one of those things. Like he sees the Ember Spirit's dead, he's like, all right, I can grab the tower real quick, no big deal.
Especially with Feeding Frenzy, one of the nice things about that facet. They really want Fade.
Oh, will he be able to do this? Demonic Purge is out. Yopaj, he's in a rough spot. Fade's gonna be able to close the gap as well with the help of Yamsun. They get him. That Magnetize, it almost finishes him off, but the stick there should heal Big Num up just enough, and Hellscream going to try and TP. No disruption. He's going to be fine.
Despite finding a kill, Amaterasu is getting a lot of space down here, so I was just saying he was struggling, but with the Spiderlings farming up real fast, taking towers. First that mid, now the bottom tower, so that has really helped equalize the gold difference. I think they had about a 2K goal lead. Suddenly that's gone, despite it still being 14-7. It's just a lot of these fights are requiring a lot of the heroes, so the map efficiency hasn't been as good. Maybe going forward, I think they'll try to split up a little bit more. It becomes easier with the Dawnbreaker ult. About to hit level 2, cooldown's a little lower.
The Mage Slayer's now done on RCY, so that will limit a lot of the damage that comes out from the Zeus or the Earth Spirit if he manages to connect onto those. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to focus on the Broodmother lane, but they're actually going to smoke up, maybe head going bottom or to the triangle. Looks like they're pinging the triangle. There is a Sven in there farming.
Dawnbreaker can join as needed.
Supports, though. That's true.
They see the camps are empty, so they know he was here recently.
All right, they're looking for Yopaj. His roll comes out. He's able to dodge it. And he'll be just fine. So they'll get the mid tower instead. I think was their ultimate goal. And they'll get the ward on the enemy high ground. Thought the Ember would come bottom. I said he goes top. Well, Broodmother is not top. Okay, I don't know. Maybe he just knew. They have a really good ward here scouting out this rotation bottom. There is a scan onto Hellscream. So you gotta know something is up. And the Ember, well, gonna get his TP canceled, and he will Remnant away immediately, not knowing what lurks in the shadows there.
Closer game than I would have thought, net worth-wise.
Yeah, still very even. I really thought the Ember would be further ahead of the Earth Spirit based on how the first few rotations went, but Yopaj is doing very well. He's level 11, has his blade mail, he's chilling.
See if they can get this power rune here.
Top lane's the Broodmother kill. Nice rotation in. Set up just off a easy frostbite. One of the reasons we were mentioning, you know, the Crystal Maiden in the lane or in the draft, like picking this into oh my god, they're trying to attack this ward and just can't hit it. That's funny. Into the Broodmother, right? She's not a hero that builds like an early BKB typically, and frostbite is such a problem to deal with.
I believe a Blink Dagger is out on the way for the Bat Rider, so maybe that's the catch you needed to start changing things. You got the roll, but it's not easy to hit the Ember. And then there's also the save from the Shadow Demon, so now you can like Blink Lasso one target while Earth Spirit distracts the backline. Maybe you can actually get kills. They're going to start on Fade in the bottom lane.
Really nice grab. Fade silenced up. I think he's going to get out for now, but Disruption to try and save him. They've got to prevent the Magnetize from reconnecting, and they do. It's going to expire, so he's okay. They managed to disengage on Apex, losing nobody.
That was the Blink reveal as well. Fade's just such a tanky target, but you kind of do need to pick him, right? Because you know he'll ult save other targets, so you got to go for him, but it's not easy. Looking for Yamson, but they don't have the Blink Lasso anymore.
Yeah. They do have some backup on the Crystal Maiden as well, so it's not the easiest go. Barely missing these like sentries and stuff all over the place.
Dire are scanning.
Ooh, amplified damage for RCY. That is very nice. He hasn't actually managed to grab a rune recently. Most of them either gone to Yopaj or, you know, to support. So this is a big one for him to get.
Yeah, I think he should be able to hold on to that long enough for the BKB to finish on Gyrocopter, and then you might go for some objectives with that.
I mean, your team can Roche pretty easily.
You could go for that as well. It's a little scary against the Zeus because he can, if they know you're doing it, they can ult, get perfect vision for like one of these early Roche fights. But if you find a pick off first, you could definitely run in. Yeah, it looks like they want to finish Yules on Ember and then BKB on Gyro, and I think they'll get going with that. Looks like Brood's almost at. Oh, I was looking at the wrong hero. Never mind. Brood has her Manta going for Conda.
I like it.
Yeah. Earth Spirit's the one close to his BKB. There we go. Yeah, that'll be pretty good this game. You don't want to get locked down by all the roots from Crystal Maiden. BKB will let you ignore most of what Apex Genesis has in early damage.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Both teams just kind of seem comfortable farming for the moment. Oh, there go all your spiders.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
And the Manticonda build is so different from what we've seen him do in the past. So I'm just curious what he sees in this game as opposed to like some of the other ones, but you know, we'll see what he ends up doing with it.
You can't use the spiders this game. There's just too many heroes that can deal with it. So the Conda leads to a very self-sufficient build where you do a lot of damage yourself, and you can just poke. You just like throw out your ultimate, do a huge nuke. Eventually, I imagine he'll get his own BKB so he can actually run in. But in the meantime, he'll just hug the edge of the fights, throw out the ults for the poke damage. And it helps your own farm speed as well, because your spawn spiderlings pretty much kills anything you use it on creep-wise. Yeah. With the Phylactery and then the Conda. So maybe their read is we just need to drag this out. Just everyone farm up, reach the late game.
Could be, could be. I will say one thing I've noticed is teams have gotten a lot better at focusing Tormentors at the 20-minute spawn. For a long time, teams just like didn't care. They're like, it's so far out of the way, I don't want to go back. For 1,400 gold and a power spike for one of my heroes, that seems like not worth it. But now it's just, I see most teams like are ready to fight for Tormentor at 20 minutes nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially a new objective.
Oh, Thunder God's Wrath comes out to get the Blink Lasso onto the Gyro, but he's got a BKB, and in comes the Dawnbreaker. Disruption's going to buy a little bit of space here for the Shadow Demon, but That Magnetize should finish him off with the help of Skem. A Glimmer Cape buys him a split second more, but so far only a 1-for-1. A Yules will catch the Earth Spirit. A great silence onto 3, but Fady blocks the stun. I don't know how. It did not look like that was going to connect, but that was a peepo-wide roll, I think is like you like to call it.
Yeah, that was the edges of the hitboxes touching each other. Barely a Venn diagram, but because of that, he does not roll away. So in the end, you're quite happy with that. You get the Earth Spirit. I guess you have to use a couple BKBs, but I guess that applies to both teams, right? So in the end, you're pretty happy with that, and that gives you the confidence to now go for that Roche we were talking about earlier. So in the end, a pretty big win for Apex Genesis. I'm gonna throw out the freezing field. They're actually here to contest.
Hold on, Yamato. He just popped the BKB, the God Strength. He goes in. He just takes the Aegis. He kills the whole freaking team. Bignum's gonna go down next. It's an ultra kill, as he's got his eyes set on the Rampage.
No. Disaster for Apex Genesis. Oh, they were trying to do it fast, so they were all in the pit, but that means Sven just walked right in with the God Strength stun. Look, 6,400 damage for the Sven. He did it all in that fight. Oh, no.
That changes a lot in this game. Suddenly, you gave up a lot of map control to go for Roshan typically, but now you don't even get the Roshan. Your whole team is wiped, so you're on death timers. And now you have an Aegis on a Sven, a sudden 10,000 gold advantage for Shopify out of nowhere.
It wasn't nowhere. It was a rampage into the Aegis steal. That's,
okay, well, yeah.
That's where it came from.
Oh my goodness.
Huge play from Yamato. I think he finished up a Sanjin Yasha and a Harpoon with that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And then Skem got his Ags. So it really was just a farming game. I don't think they expected to get free Roche Rampage like that, but now they're looking pretty strong with the Aegis, with some big items. Dawnbreaker gonna have to preemptively BKB before she joins fights, and that feels really bad.
I'd like to point out a really cool stat that I'm making up right now, which is the fact that Tomato has a 100% win rate in this tournament so far in games that he has Rampages.
I can't fact check that, so I'm just gonna agree.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone else can, and I hope that they don't.
Dire are scattered.
You're just like in this mental recovery mode right now as Apex Genesis, because you took a good fight. You were gonna get Roche. You were gonna go tower to tower. Now you have to do this huge change in trajectory. Like, wait, we're now really behind, and they have Aegis. So I guess you're stuck in base a bit. You're gonna try to have Dawnbreaker and Ember split the map. They have the best chances of doing so and getting out, and you can kind of let one support do it. Looks like it's Bignum for now. And is Shopify actually looking to push high ground, starting with a lasso?
Yeah, they'll just pop the God Strength, take down the Crystal Maiden, and get to work on the tier 3 tower with this Mask of Madness God Strength, and it's dead. It's already gone, basically. So the fort to protect the bottom lane as well as it's being pushed in from the Brood Mother. One more auto attack from the Sven to finish it off. There's going to be the Demonic Purge as he spins in circles.
Still thinks he's a dog from last game. As in a wolf, guys. That wasn't an insult.
Yeah, the wolf bite from last game.
The wolf bite. He broke the high ground. That's often a little scary to do versus the gyrocopter with the flash.
Ooh, speaking of the gyrocopter, he gets jumped on initially, immediately BKB's out from Fade. Yamato hasn't managed to stand his ground for too long as Fade will dunk on him. Backside of the fight, though, your gyro's falling low. Fade's gonna be dead, cleaned up by the Zeus. And the Searing Shades will hold them at bay for the moment, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Matarasu straight to hitting the buildings. I'm a little surprised they're not going mid for the racks.
Oh, Blink Lasso. They got the gyro. The stun is out. He's got a BKB. Hasn't been forced to use it quite yet. He's going to go aggressive now with that flat cannon. They get themselves a kill onto the Bat Rider. Shopify maybe going a little bit too far. They did get the buyback out of Fade, though. And they might lose the Crystal Maiden. Speed went in so far. Thought that they may have backed away, but gets punished instead.
Yes, that works out. They didn't quite have God Strength yet. Otherwise, I think they'll take that fight. So like you said, maybe pushing a little too far, a little bit too soon. But things are still pretty good, especially as you pick up a kill onto the Crystal Maiden. You now have your BKBs back up. No Aegis, so I think you're back to holding the map. This is what kind of slipped up last time, right? You should have the vision advantage with a Zeus, and you just wait for them to step out too far, and you find a pickoff. And if they don't step out, then you just pick up a big farm advantage. Now, this time, they've already got a bigger lead than last game. But at the same time, Apex Genesis's high ground defense is not as good. Right? We're not looking at Black Hole, Blink, Epicenter, all of that. It's the... Ooh.
That's a lasso. The kickback Fade should just BKB TP. Not gonna make it in time. They commit the God Strength to find themselves a dieback now onto this Dawnbreaker.
I think they're gonna have the Broodmother push in the mid and the bottom lane, grab the tier 2 top and the Wisdom Rune, and then go make your way mid and bottom. I don't want to see them start a new tier 3 tower top. Go to the ones you've already taken.
No,
those
take
other
all
ones.
the towers.
Oh, get over there. The barracks are what matters. Looks like they're leaving a tier 3 in the ancient camp for Sven to pick up. Let's see what he gets. He's got plenty of damage. Things that just help him stay alive might be fine. Yeah, Elven Tunic, a little mix of both.
Right now, they're slowly closing in on some like important items for the side of Apex, but this game is so difficult now that you're 17,000 behind. RCY will have a Shivas in a moment. Does have a defensive Revenant placed, but he might catch a lasso in just a second as Hellscream's looking for him. The silence won't connect. Lasso's there. He's got Shield Rune and Yules. There's no way they get this, surely, right? Yeah, he's out.
Nice attempt with the Nimbus mini stun, trying to buy as much time as possible till the next roll or silence is available. But Ember will get out. It's not too bad, right? You want to look for a pickoff. Again, don't force it too hard. If you find the pickoff, great. You run down, you go chip some buildings. If you don't find it, that's okay. You just wait for the next opportunity. You should have the advantage in that front with the vision from Zeus. And you just wait out the Roche timer until then.
RCY up on the high ground. Again, just trying to scout for his team here. Has Remnants to safety. But they have their eyes set on something else. Frostbite not going to stop Yamato for too long, as he will still find his target. Yamato on the backside, trying to just get a kill or force a BKB out on this gyrocopter. He's gotten him pretty low. Another spawn Spiderlings, but the lasso comes in just in time. They take him down. No buyback. Fades ult. Too little, too late. As it's going to be the Ember Spirit versus basically the rest of Shopify as Fade still doesn't make it back to the fountain, but RCY, a Yule throws him into the air. A perfectly timed stun out from Yopaj. He gets another Searing Chains out, but they're waiting for him on the other side of the Remnant. 4 for 1. Shopify looking to close this game out much faster than before.
Go to the other lanes, guys. It's already open. Okay, after forcing the fortify, they're going over. They're going over.
They need creeps.
All right, they got this bottom lane right here. Got 30 seconds till Dawnbreaker and Ember are up. You know, there's no buyback on Dawn. Ember could have his. He doesn't, though. Looks like they want to be very careful, though. I mean, if you throw this game, right, you're going to feel pretty bad. This is the lower bracket, so you'd be out. So they're playing it ultra safe. They're going to get the Roche first before going high ground. Looks like maybe get 25 on the Sven as well. Now they'll have to wait a little bit. It's a, not too long of a spawn. 20 more seconds till it's up.
He's level 20, almost 25. Actually, Sven is going to hit 25 before like 32 minutes into this game or something. That is absolutely wild.
He's 10-2-4. He got so much XP when he got that rampage in the Roche pit. I don't
think I've ever seen a 25 this fast. That is ridiculous. That's like, wait, that's like former Meepo timings.
It's pretty good. Well, he's not there yet, Maybe. Oh, he is. Okay.
No, he's there. Yeah, he got it.
He's done it now.
He's 25.
Maybe he died like 8 times in a row. Who knows? They got it now. They're gonna get a regen rune. Pretty useful for these fights.
Thundergod's Wrath, great reveal tool. They're gonna try and figure out who they can actually go on. Yamato needs to get in range for this harpoon. The blink, the lasso, it's found the Dawnbreaker. The God Strength is out. He's gonna pop the BKB on Faye. They turn around, they take down Yopaj. Yamsun doing quite a bit of work right up with a one tap to take down the Shadow Fiend. Fiend's gonna go down next. RCY's gotta be careful. Needs to get out of here. This Sven does so much damage.
A little bit of God Strength time left.
Oh, the harpoon stun. Well played there from the Tomato. And now, to try and finish off their lane of barracks. It's low, but Broodmother's gonna grab a BKB still available, really. And now Yamstone, the Demonic Cleanse, getting him back to the fountain. Just 100 HP. No, Scam snipes him with the Nimbus.
I think that's it. Well, okay, they don't know. They don't know the buyback status. I think you could force the end of the game here, especially if you keep getting pickoff kills like this.
Yeah, not great. They still have one fortification, and you get the buyback out of the gyro, but Shopify have made this game borderline impossible for Apex now.
And now you're doing a full reset. Go get Roche. You know what's up. You know buybacks have been used. So any kill with Aegis, you're done. You're good. You're making your way on to that grand finals.
Yeah, I agree. I think you just play it safe. No reason to risk it.
Anyone coming in to Rampage for Apex Genesis? Doesn't look like it.
No, unfortunately, no walking into getting a free Rampage. I do not return the favor. Oh, Big Gun? Alright, yep, he gets out.
The Shard is pretty good for a lot of these heroes.
RC-wise is really good.
Too bad. I don't know. 34k down. I don't know how you kill this Sven twice. You can control him a little bit with the Purge and the Disruption. But God Strength lasts long enough.
Oh, they get the lasso. Nice disruption, but he's going to be in no man's land. Fade pops the BKB immediately. Crystal Maiden just gets deleted on the backside. Fade not able to make it out, and now RCY trying to stand his ground here, trying to clean up these spiders as well as waste a little bit of this God Strength timing, but it's up to Yamsun now on the gyrocopter. He's going to be forced to BKB as the Roland comes through from Yopaj. Demonic Purge there will connect. Yamato, that's going to give him a green light to try and close the gap, find an opening here. The silence comes out, but a nice Yules. He does have a remnant away, gets the cleave kill. Oh no. No Ember Spirit left. Amaterasu on this Broodmother is too strong. That's going to be GG, and Shopify bring down the hammer on the Apex in Game 3.
It was close, though. I mean, okay, the ending does not look close at all, but if we go back in time about 15 minutes ago, Apex Genesis was taking some good fights.